My name is Alexander Malum, and for my thought prompt this week, I am going to cover the topic of morality. I view the concept of morality as contextual, as all things in life are. It's inaccurate to say that all murder is wrong or violence is never the answer. Those are blanket statements and are said without putting any thought into them. Very few actions are inherently good or evil. Instead, their circumstances determine whether a specific instance of said action is morally good or evil. For example, murdering some random dude off the street, I think we can all agree that's pretty evil. But killing a tyrannical dictator like Kim Jong Un, Vladimir Putin, or Donald Trump, that's justice right there. The thing I hate about moralists is that they act like they're better than you because their views on morality are more righteous. That because they take the high road, they're setting a good example. You've got to weigh the costs and the benefits. Whoever said that the price of a life can't be measured is an idiot. It can absolutely be measured in terms of other lives and their happiness. At the time of writing this, Vladimir Putin is currently bombing hospitals and orphanages in Ukraine. He has invaded their country, killed their people, and brought war to a peaceful land. He continues to do this each day. If someone were to kill him, it would halt the invasion in its tracks. Thousands of lives would be spared. So, I challenge those moralists. Can you really argue that the single life of a madman is worth the lives of all those innocent people in Ukraine? Maybe you couldn't stand in front of him and pull the trigger, and I can't fault you for that. Executing a man in cold blood is never easy, no matter how immoral they are. But would you really argue against sending someone who can pull the trigger? Would you, with all your morals, be willing to allow thousands of lives to be lost in order to uphold your too righteous ethical code? What good are laws if they don't protect people? Another example is the Nazis. Remember in World War II when we defeated fascism through polite conversation and moral diplomacy? Yeah, neither do I. But Alex, isn't comparing X bad thing to World War II a bit of an exaggeration? Yeah, and that's why I'm not suggesting we solve all of our problems by carpet bombing them. It's an analogy designed to compare two things in a certain aspect with regard to relative magnitude. If someone steals a candy bar, they get a $10 fine. If someone steals a PS5, they get a $500 fine. You have to weigh the punishment at a relative magnitude to the crime. Though it would be pretty funny to see a 12-year-old lose at Fortnite, break into a military installation, steal a B-52, and carpet bomb Epic Games HQ in a fit of overkill rage. I'm particularly fond of vigilantism in pop culture. Some of my favorite superheroes are Deadpool and Green Arrow. Oliver Queen understands that sometimes, in order to achieve justice, the law must be broken. He started out his career by taking down corrupt CEOs, bankers, politicians, and other members of the 1%. He broke the law by threatening them with violence, assaulting them, and killing them. And in doing so, he improved and saved many lives. I believe it's important to recognize that the law is not the be-all, end-all of right and wrong. The legal system was created by humans who are fallible. This makes the legal system fallible. This is why the argument, that's not right, that's against the law, is never particularly valid. A better argument would be, that's against the law, which makes it wrong according to the law. Laws are necessary for a functioning society, but that doesn't make breaking the law inherently immoral. Now, this isn't to say all vigilantism is valid. The vigilante known as, well, Vigilante appears semi-frequently on Arrow, and is known for killing right off the bat without giving his victims a chance to do the right thing. As brutal as Oliver Queen was, he never killed as a first resort. He always gave his targets a chance to change. Now, let's talk about emotions for a minute. As much as one might hate anger as an emotion, the world could not survive without it. A world without anger is a world of people who are indifferent to injustice. All emotions serve a necessary purpose. Fear keeps us alert in times of crisis, which keeps us alive. Sadness allows us to recognize which behaviors, people, and actions we should steer clear from. Violence is a necessary part of life. As long as there are good things in this world people are willing to fight for, such as freedom, justice, and equality, and until such concepts are universally applicable, then war has a place. The alternative is indifference. Thank you for listening.